All right, so Patrick, P is the midpoint. That means that it is right in the middle of this. That means it's right in the middle of this segment. And if it's right in the middle, Patrick, that means that these two pieces are equal to each other. So this piece must equal this piece. All right, we don't add them up. If it's the midpoint, it means they are equal to each other. So now we just solve our equation, so we can subtract 4x. So 2x minus 7 equals 9. And then we'll add 7. So 2x equals 16, which means x equals 8. Now, let's be careful. The directions didn't say find x. That's not what you're looking for. You want to know how long is mn, the whole thing, and how long is mp, this little piece right here. Well, once we know that x is 8, we can put 8 in right here. So 6 times 8 minus 7. So 6 times 8 is 48. Minus 7 is 41. So this piece, MP, is 41. What does that mean about this piece, guys? 41. 41. Because what does it mean to be a midpoint? It means they're equal in the middle. So if that's 41 and that's 41, then the whole shebang is 82. Okay, Patrick, does that help? All right, who else has a question about one of the quiz questions? Some of you missed, actually everybody did really well, but some of you missed in the very first problem, what is the length of AC? The length of AC. Now, AC, I'm not going to label the whole thing, but A is at -5 and C is at -1. So if you want to know how far it is from A to C, you can count, but I think some of you counted wrong. How many steps do you take? You're standing right here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. You can also find that distance by subtracting -1 minus -5. That would make 4. Is that all right with everybody? All right. Okay, well that was good. You did really, really well with that. Let's check our homework. All right, we're going to go over our homework now. I need all cameras on. If you want to be counted present, you need to have your camera on, guys. Everybody. Thanks. I need to see Alex and there's Jocelyn. Blake, I need to see your face, not the top of your head. Thank you. All right. I can hear, if that's you, Alec, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah, none of my buttons are like on my camera. It's like the loading symbol and I can't do it.
Huh. Well, you gotta get that fixed somehow, okay? Try to hang on today, but you gotta figure that out. All right. Okay, I'm gonna run down through the answers. I thought this was gonna be some huge long assignment, and it was not. So you got lucky because I only assigned the odds. So here we go. I'm just gonna read right down the first page. Ready? Adjacent, complementary, linear pair, vertical, linear pair, adjacent. Any question on page 1? Any question on page 1? All right, now we're on the back of the first page. Here we go. Reading right down the list. Vertical, complementary, adjacent, linear pair, excuse me, 21 is linear pair 154, and 23 is vertical 76. Any question about that page? Yes, Carson?
How'd you get 154 on 21?
That'd be 190.
I got 140.
Yeah, I got 140.
Oh yeah,
I got
144. I subtracted wrong. 144. So 21 should be 144. I subtracted wrong. Trying to do it too quickly. You are exactly right. Number 21 is a linear pair, and it's 144. Number 21 is a linear pair, 144. Because linear pairs always add up to 180. Any other questions on that page? Good catch, thank you. Carson? Linear pair. They make a straight line when you put A and B together. They make a straight line. All right, turn it over. I'll see if I got these right. Vertical, 33. Complementary, 50. Vertical, 34. And then for 31, it's vertical and x equals 10. 27 was complementary because you see that little right angle mark?
Yeah.
That means the other side is also a right angle. So you've got 40, and what would make 90? So that would be 50.
What was 29 again?
29 is 34 and vertical. Okay, these are supposed to be done. You're not filling them in now, are you? I didn't check it yet.
No.
Okay, this is supposed to already be done, guys. Okay. What am I ready for? The last page? All right, so 33 is vertical, x equals 12. 35 is linear pair, x equals 30. And 37 is vertical, x equals 12. You have it done, Becca? No, you don't. You have it done? Get it done? Eddie, you got it done? Back to. Guys. This was a super short assignment. You have it done? All right, where did I leave off? Bryson, you got it done? All right, I've got 35 was linear pair, x equals 30. 37 was vertical, x equals 12. And 39 was vertical, x equals 10. No, complementary. Yeah, complementary, x equals 10. 39 is complementary, x equals 10. So any question on the last page? Carson?
How would you set up the equation for 35 to find that?
Okay, what does it mean to be a linear pair? What do you add up to if you're a linear pair? 180. So you're just going to take your two angles and you're going to add them together to get 180. So 59 plus 4x plus 1 has to equal 180. The two angles, if they're a linear pair, they add up to 180. So that would be 60 plus 4x equals 180. If I combine these two. So subtracting 60, and I hope I said x was 30. Yep. Patrick?
When you say linear pairs, you don't say not supplementary.
Yep, linear pairs are always supplementary. Now, linear pair is the more specific term, so it's probably the best term to use, but they absolutely are supplementary. Linear pairs will always be supplementary because they will always add up to 180. All right, anybody else have a question about any of those homework problems? You got it all? Okay, so we're gonna do one quick thing here, and then we've got some notes to take today. So guys, we are looking in Schoology. Whoops. You should see a practice quiz 1.4, 1.5. Practice quiz 1.4, 1.5. So we're gonna try this. We'll do this together. Make sure that we are keeping up with our angle stuff. There we go. Got it? Everybody got one? Get everybody? Okay, so we're going to go through this very carefully, making sure we get everybody's questions answered. So we're doing a practice quiz 1.4, 1.5. You guys can do it in Schoology, in Notability if you want to. So I know you'll be off camera, that's fine. But be following along, okay? Practice quiz 1.4, 1.5. All right, so we got an angle. We got to give 3 other names for the angle. Who can do that? Who can give me 3 names for angle H? Angle H. Scout?
CHS.
Angle CHS. Perfect.
Angle SHC.
SHC. Perfect.
And angle H.
Well, I called it angle H, so we'll go ahead and call it angle
I.
1. Yeah, that's supposed to be a 1, but you can't really tell, so yeah. So it could also be angle H, but that's what I called it in the problem. So these are the 3 other names for the angle. All we have to remember when we're using 3 letters is the vertex has to be the one in the middle, right? So the next one says, what is the vertex? Well, the vertex is H, right? H. The vertex is H. When you draw the angle, this is the vertex right here. So in this problem, that's H. Now, this is tricky. What are the sides? Anybody want to take a guess? What are the sides of that angle? Eric? Yes. Ray HC and ray HS. Now, when you write those rays, think about the angle going out like this. That's the direction it has to go. So when you write the rays, you're going to start at the vertex, HC, HS. Is that okay with everybody? All right. Find the measure of the indicated angles and classify them as acute, obtuse, right, or straight. Okay, so let's find EBH. Or EBG, EBG. EBG. How big do you think EBG is? Scout? 45 degrees. You're exactly right. It goes from 80 to 125. So that would be 45 degrees, which makes it what kind of an angle? Acute. Perfect. All right. HBD. All right. The lines are off a little bit. None of them are between. They're supposed to be right on the lines. So H is on about the 145 mark. Okay, they're all supposed to be on a line. I'm not trying to be tricky, just got off a little bit. So 145, and then what's the other one? HBD. BD is about 15. So how far is it from 145 to 15? 130. So angle HBD is 130 degrees, which makes it what kind of an angle? Obtuse. Perfect. So that's like a little subtraction problem, right? Okay. Now I got two supplementary angles. What does that mean? If my angles are supplementary, that means what? Patrick? They add up to 180. So all I have to do is take my two angles, which are x plus 7 and 4x minus 2, and they have to add up to 180. The two angles are supplementary. Automatically, that means they're going to add up to 180. So I just take what, this is ABC, this is DEF, and we're going to add them up to 180. So let's see if we can figure out what X is going to be. I got 35, but double check that arithmetic since I've already made a couple mistakes today. Is that what you got? So notice the answer blank, or whatever you want to call it over here, says X equals. So you're going to say X equals 35. But then it also says find DEF. So DEF is this one, 4x minus 2. So what are we going to do? 4 times 35 minus 2. What is that? 138. Is that right? I'm taking your word for it. Is that right? 140 minus 2. Yep, you're right. You're right. Anybody have a question about that one? All right, let's see what's on the back side here. Okay, we got some funky looking picture. And we have to find an angle adjacent to PVU. Now, PVU is right here. So this is the angle we're talking about, PVU. We need to find an angle adjacent to that. More than one answer. Jacob.
SVT.
Let's see, S is over here. VT. Now, this is the angle we're talking about. This is the angle you just gave me, Jacob. Let's look at that for a minute. Are those two angles next to each other? Adjacent means they have to have, like using my colored markers, I would have green and blue overlapping because the angles would be butting right up against each other. So you want to change your guess?
Yeah.
Q is up here. So you said QVP?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because what happens? See this side right here? It's shaded both colors. That means they're adjacent. That means they're adjacent. So one option would be QVP. Perfect. Is there another option? Eric? You say TVU? Yeah, TVU. Wouldn't that overlap on this side? So either one of those is okay. Think of using different colors. Adjacent means when you draw the first angle in blue and the second angle in green, you have a blue-green side. That's adjacent. Now look at the funky picture in number 5. remember that those little marks, the marks that look like this, that indicates congruent. So the ones that have one mark are congruent to each other, the ones that have two marks are congruent to each other, and the ones that have three marks are congruent to each other. So angle MNL, find angle MNL. How many marks does it have? 2. Everybody see that? MNL? So what other angle has 2 marks? ONL? So the answer is angle ONL. It has 2 marks. Scout?
Could it potentially be LON?
Could it be, what did you say?
Could it be LON?
No, it can't be LON, but it could be LNO. If you say LON, Scout, O is down where there's 3 marks. That's the vertex down there. Remember, your middle letter is the vertex. So if you are talking about these 2 angles right here, then N has to be your vertex. So N has to be the middle letter.
Okay.
But yes, it could be named 2 ways. It could be named LNO or ONL. Okay, got 2 angles. One of them's 30 and one of them's 60. Which vocabulary word is appropriate if one is 30 and one is 60? Complementary. Because what does complementary mean? Add up to 90. Perfect. All right, let's look at the picture in number 7. We have crossing lines. And we know this angle is 93 degrees. And we want to find, okay, so wait. This is L, E, T, F, K. Okay, so we want to find LEF. LEF.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, well, that's okay. I think I made a mistake there, but that's okay. How big would LEF be? LEF makes a straight line, doesn't it? How big is a straight angle? 180. So angle LEF is 180 degrees. That isn't what I meant to ask, but we can answer it because that's 180 degrees. It makes a straight line. What about LET? What about this one right here? LET. How big would it be? 93. Exactly. Because these are what kind of angles? Vertical. And we know vertical angles are always congruent, right? Always congruent. All right, number 8. This has a lot of questions. Number 8. So we have F, C, K, M. And we know the measure of angle MKC, so we know the whole thing is 88. MKF, 2x plus 1. That's my oldest daughter, MKF. And then my next oldest daughter is CKF. Find X. Huh. We always got to have an equation if we're going to solve for X. Anybody have a thought on that? DJ?
2x plus 1 plus 7x minus 12 equals 88.
Yes! Little plus little equals big. Very, very good, DJ. You were told that the whole angle, this whole angle adds up to 88. You were told that. So these 2 pieces, 2x plus 1 and 7x minus 12, has to add up to 88. Guys, let's keep our phones away. We do not need our phones out for any purpose whatsoever. So we have 9x minus 11 equals 88. So 9x equals 99, and I got x equal to 11. What else did I need? DEF. Wait, I'm on the wrong page. I need MKF. MKF. So if I put 11 in there, how big is MKF? 23 degrees, perfect. And what about MKC? Now be careful. What's MKC? Isn't MKC the whole thing? How big is the whole thing? 88. Pay attention to the letters. All right, 2 more, and then we're done. Name an angle vertical. Okay, so we've got that same picture we had before. Different letters. And we want CGD. So this is CGD. Okay, so we want an angle vertical to that one. So this is the angle, CGD, right here. Can anybody name an angle vertical to that one? What would be a vertical? Dana? AGF. Beautiful. Now, Dana said angle AGF. Could she have said FGA? Yes. Vertical angles. Everybody see it right there? All right, now we want one adjacent to EGF. So I'm going to take this out. EGF is my purple one right here. Now you need to pick an angle that has either this side or this side. That would be adjacent. So what would be an angle adjacent to that purple angle? Scout? EGD?
Yes.
EGD, absolutely. Because see how this side is purple and green? What would be the one over here? Because we could have one over here too. That one would be FGA. Are you getting the hang of adjacent, guys? Adjacent means they have that side they share. All right, one more. One more. All right, so we've got read the directions. MQ bisects. What does that mean? Bisects. Carson?
Like, it's cut into like equal parts.
Exactly. It cuts it into 2 equal parts. Perfect. That means that whatever this is and whatever this is, they are equal to each other, correct? So let's see what else they tell me. They tell me that PMQ, that's this one, is 5x minus 8. And they tell me that QMR is 9x minus 24. Anytime you're finding x, you're writing an equation. Carson just gave us the equation. What's the equation? Carson?
5x minus 8 equals 9x minus 24.
Does that make sense to everybody? They are equal because of the word bisect. Bisect is like midpoint, right in the middle. The pieces are equal. All right, so negative 4x. Negative 4x. I got x equals 4, but I made too many mistakes today. So someone verify that?
Yeah.
4. So that's the x value. Then it says find PMR. Now PMR is the whole thing. right? So I'm gonna put 4 in right here, so 5 times 4 minus 8, that would be 12. What's this one gonna be? 12. So what's PMR? 24 degrees, you got it. You got it. Okay, now we're gonna do something fun. Everybody's gonna do something fun, okay? Even you guys, all right? Get your cameras back on for me, please. We're gonna do something really fun. We're not allowed to get close together, so we're not. But we're gonna work with each other. So you get to work with a partner, but you can't be close together. And you can't shout, so you're gonna have to kind of talk loud or show your work or something. But we're gonna take a little partner quiz. And guess what it looks like?
The ring.
What we just did, okay? So we're not panicking, we're not worried about it. And we're gonna do it with each other. Now, you each need to do your own work. So, partner up with your partner. Or if you want to do it by yourself, you can. Maybe do it by yourself and then compare your answers with somebody. That might work, however you're comfortable doing it. But do not scoot your desks together. We're not doing that. And it's not open notes, so put your notes away. We're not using our notes, but you may use your calculator. Did everybody get one? All right, go ahead. Okay, guys, I'm gonna screen share. And you guys are gonna be your own little group, okay? Hang on a minute. Let me find the quiz.
Very awesome to do buddy work compliment. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you guys, can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to talk to each other, fill them in. Everybody is gonna fill them all in on a piece of paper. You're gonna put them on a sheet of notebook paper, and then you're gonna take a picture and send it to me, but you can help each other and correct each other, okay? All right. Don't talk too loud, because I can hear you, I mean, you know, we can all hear you, but you're allowed to share. Tell me when you're ready to move. There, you can see the first two anyway. Tell me when you're ready for me to push it up, and I'll push it up, okay? Go team. Everybody's doing your own paper, but you're helping each other. I didn't get your paper, Bryson? Bryson, you can't do it if you don't have a paper. And while you're doing that, I have one more treat for you.
You can check when we're all done with this.
Yep, yep. Whatever works for you. My last treat, this is my last day. I can tell you that. I don't know, I can't remember where the last one is.